So the Republicans are on a warpath, right? Rush Limbaugh. You know what? I want to play the Rush Limbaugh clip again because I can't get enough of this. Hold on one second. First, Morning Joe says it's terrible. He shouldn't have gotten it. Mark Halpern of Time Magazine says he should give it back. Everybody says it's a humiliation and an embarrassment. The mainstream media says this. Conservatives say it. Glenn Beck says it should have gone to the teabaggers instead. Red State, which is a conservative blog, says, you know what? He was a racial quota, and that's why he got it. I mean, the list goes on and on. But Rush was particularly rich. Let's listen to him again.
I think that everybody is laughing. Our president is a worldwide joke. Folks, do you realize something has happened here that we all agree with the Taliban and Iran about, and that is he doesn't deserve the award. Now, that's hilarious, that I'm on the same side of something with the Taliban, and that we all are on the same side as the Taliban.
Oh, Limbaugh says, I'm with the Taliban, I'm with Iran, right? Michael Steele comes out and tries to make fun of the president. Oh, isn't he so awesome, et cetera, et cetera. And you see that, look, they literally threw shoes at him, right? You remember that? Okay. That's a worldwide joke right there. Everybody's laughing. Ha ha, he he. Okay. So the DNC did something very interesting today. Okay. They put out a statement, and that is really hard hitting. Listen to this statement. The Republican Party has thrown its lot in with the terrorists, the Taliban and Hamas this morning, in criticizing the president for receiving the Nobel Peace Prize. It's put out by the DNC Communications Director, Brad Woodhouse. He continues, Republicans cheered when America failed to land the Olympics, and now they're criticizing the President of the United States for receiving the Nobel Peace Prize, an award he did not seek, but is nonetheless an honor in which every American can take great pride, unless, of course, you are the Republican Party. The 2009 version of the Republican Party has no boundaries, has no shame, has proved that they will put politics above patriotism at every turn. It's no wonder only 20% of Americans admit to being Republicans anymore. It's an embarrassing label to claim. Booyakasha. Okay, now we're hitting. Now that was a nice little hard hit. You're going to be with Iran and Taliban? Go for it. And it's funny that Jesus played you those clips of the shoe throwing, because someone else said, and I don't have it in front of me here exactly who it was, but made a great comment again with the Democratic Party, saying, look, you know what was a worldwide joke was when we were getting, I think it was Gibbs, and he said, it was the Democratic president is now having accolades thrown at him instead of shoes. I would call that a vast improvement. Okay? This is what the world thought of Bush. And the world disliked Bush so much, thought he was such a warmonger, that as soon as he left office, they gave the next guy the award just for going in the opposite direction. That's what they thought of you, okay? So take that and smoke that in your pipe, okay? Which I always find to be a funny statement. In that Morning Joe program, they said that Obama winning the Nobel Peace Prize, quote, had no upside. And how it's going to cause them harm. All right, now, I read a Time Magazine article, okay, about how the Obama White House, and this is really funny and interesting, decided, hey, you know what? It turns out these guys are not going to be nice to us. And that's why you see that statement, that we're going to start to strike back a little bit. And they came to the realization that reaching out in a bipartisan way was not working. You don't say! Oh! But I found this article really interesting because it goes to show you this was not some part of some grand strategy. No, they really, in their somewhat naivete, thought that if they reached out enough to the Republicans, that they would be nice to them, that they would play ball. So now apparently they've come to the realization, no, it's not going to work that way. And it turns out if we don't make our case to the American people and we don't fight back, the day we start losing points in the polls and they don't gain any popularity, but we lose popularity and our efforts are harder to pass. Our legislation is harder to pass. To which I want to yell from here to Washington, D.C., of course, of course, of course, are you crazy? But this article goes to show you, and it has a number of inside sources from the White House. You know what? They were naive, and they thought these guys were going to be civil. And now that they realize they're not, they said, all right, the battle is joined. And you see it in that DNC statement, and I love that the battle is joined. Let's bring it.